So, welcome everyone, and thank you. Thank you for listening. Before we go any further, I want to offer you something, a sentence, a permission, or perhaps even a medicine. Just these words. I don't know why this happened to you, but I can hold this for you. And let that settle for a moment. Because I assume, that if you have found your way here, there is something you've been carrying, something heavy, something that perhaps you've tried to understand, tried to explain, tried to fix, tried to make sense of. And maybe you're exhausted from all that trying. So let me say it again. I don't know why this happened to you, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. But I can sit here with you. I can hold space for what you're feeling, and I can witness you without needing you to be different than you are right now. So that's what we are going to explore together today. The profound, ancient, deeply healing act of being held, of being witnessed, and of having someone say, you don't have to carry this alone. Now, we live in a culture that is obsessed with understanding. So when something painful happens, a loss, a betrayal, an illness, an accident, a trauma, the first question we ask is why? Why did this happen? Why me? Why now? What did I do wrong? What's the lesson? What's the purpose? And these questions are not wrong. They are deeply human. The conscious mind wants to make sense, meaning, closure. It wants to create a story that makes the unbearable somehow bearable. But here's what I've noticed, both in my own journey and both in journeys of people that I've worked with as a facilitator, that sometimes the why becomes another burden. Sometimes the relentless search for meaning keeps us locked in our heads, disconnected from our bodies, disconnected from the present moment, and disconnected from the very comfort that we need. Now, I can spend years, months, decades trying to figure out why my father was the way he was, why their mother couldn't love them the way they needed, why that accident happened, why that relationship ended, why my body betrayed me, why do I have this medical condition, and so on and so forth. And I've watched people literally exhaust themselves with these questions, not because understanding is bad, but because sometimes the understanding never comes. And I'll say this again, sometimes the understanding never comes. Or it comes, but it doesn't really bring the peace that they hoped for. So what if just for the next few minutes, just for today, we put down the question of why? Not forever, and definitely not because it doesn't matter, but because right now, in this moment, your nervous system might need something else first. It might need to feel safe. It might need to feel held. It might need to know that someone is here, really here, without an agenda, without a fix, and without the pressure to make it all work. Now, I want to share something with you about how we are wired as human beings, and just take what resonates with you, because it changes everything about how we approach healing. There's a brilliant piece of neuroscience called the polyvagal theory, and that describes how our nervous system constantly scans for safety or danger. Now, this happens below consciousness. So before you even think a thought, your body has already decided, am I safe here? Is this person a threat or a friend? Can I relax? Or do I need to protect myself? Now, your body is reading signals from the environment, from other people's faces, voices, and body language, and it's making split-second calculations about whether it's safe to open up or necessary to shut down. And here is what's crucial to understand. When your nervous system doesn't feel safe, the higher functions of your brain, the parts responsible for insight, integration, meaning making, they all go offline. This is why you can know something intellectually and still not feel it. You can understand really well that trauma wasn't your fault, but your body still carries the shame. You can read all the self-help books in the world, but if your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, none of that wisdom will land. So what creates safety for the nervous system? Many things, but one of the most powerful, perhaps the most powerful, is the presence of another regulated, caring human being. And this is called co-regulation. So when you're with someone whose nervous system is calm and grounded, your nervous system picks up on that too. And it borrows their regulation. And it's literally your nervous system saying, oh, this person is not panicking. Maybe I don't need to panic either. And we see this most clearly with babies and newborns. An infant doesn't know how to regulate its own emotions yet. And it depends entirely on the caregiver to co-regulate. So when the baby is distressed and the mother holds it with calm, the soothing presence, the baby's nervous system learns big feelings are survivable, I am held, and I'm safe. But here's the thing, we never really outgrow this need. And as adults, we still need co-regulation. We still need other humans to help us feel safe. We still need to be held, not necessarily physically, though touch is powerful, but held in presence, held in attention, held in the gaze of someone who sees us without judgment. But something has gone wrong in our culture, and again, I'm only speaking from my experience and how I see the world. We've been so uncomfortable with pain, with uncertainty, with grief, with the messiness of being human, that when someone shares their suffering, we immediately try to fix it. Have you tried this meditation? You should see a therapist. Everything happens for a reason. At least you still have your health. You need to focus on the positive. What doesn't kill you make you stronger, and so on and so forth. Now I'm going to say something that might sound strange, coming from a holistic therapist, that premature solutions are a form of abandonment. When someone is drowning in grief, the first thing we offer is advice. We are not actually meeting them where they are. We are managing our own discomfort. We are saying, in effect, your pain is too much for me. Here is the solution so we can move past this. And this may not be your words, but this is the underlying message that I'm sending. And the person who is suffering gets the message unconsciously that their pain now is a problem to be solved. They are too much. They need to hurry up and get better. Now, we can also call this the tyranny of positivity, the relentless cultural pressure to be okay, to look on the bright side, to find the silver lining, and to turn your trauma into a TED talk. And don't get me wrong, resilience is real, absolutely real, and post-traumatic growth is real. Finding meaning in suffering can be profoundly healing, but it cannot be rushed, but it cannot be forced, but it absolutely cannot come from the outside. Healing happens in its own time, and one of the most important things we can do is stop rushing it in ourselves and in others. So what exactly does it mean to hold space for someone? Now it's become a bit of a buzzword now in wellness circles. I need to hold space for my partner. I need to hold space for my anger. I need to hold space for my old memories. But sometimes it gets watered down, this word. So let me share with you how I see this phrase. Now, holding space can mean being fully present with another person's experience without trying to change it, fix it, minimize it, or take it away. It means offering your attention, your full, undivided, compassionate attention as a gift, as a container, and as a safe anchor for somebody or yourself. It means allowing whatever is arising to be here. The grief, the rage, the confusion, the numbness, the contradiction, the mess, all of it is welcome, all of it is allowed. It means staying grounded in your own body, regulated in your own nervous system, so that your presence becomes a resource for that other person. It means letting go of the need to understand, letting go of the need to have the answers, letting go of the subtle arrogance, I know what you need. And holding space is not passive. It's not sitting there and doing nothing. It's actually one of the most active things you can do. Because you're actively choosing presence over reactivity. You're actively choosing stillness over fixing. You're actively creating a field of safety through your own embodied presence. In many ways, this is the essence of what we do in family constellations work. Now, when I facilitate a constellation, I am not directing the healing. I am not making things happen. I'm just holding a field, creating a container where the deeper wisdom of the family system can emerge, where the hidden dynamics can reveal themselves, where what needs to be seen can finally be seen. And again and again and again, what I witness is this, that healing doesn't come from the facilitator, it comes from the witnessing. Something shifts when pain is witnessed, when the excluded family member is finally acknowledged, when the grief that has been passed down for generations is finally felt, or just when someone says, I see you, I see what happened, and I'm not turning away. Now, let me take you a little deeper now, if you're still with me, because I believe that for many of us, perhaps for most of us, one of the deepest wounds we carry is the wound of not being seen, not being truly, deeply, unconditionally seen by the people who were supposed to see us. Now, for some of us, this was obvious. Our parents were absent or abusive or caught up in their own pain that they couldn't be present for ours. And for others, it may have been more subtle. Our parents loved us, but they loved a version of us. The good child, the successful child, the child who didn't cause problems, the child who didn't cry, and the parts of us that didn't fit that image, they got pushed down into the shadows and they learned to hide. Now, this is what many call the inner child wound, and it's profoundly connected to the experience of not being witnessed. So, when a child's experience is consistently not met, when they cry and no one comes, when they share their excitement and it's dismissed, when they express their anger and they are shamed, when they have big feelings and they are told to calm down or stop being so sensitive, something happens inside. The child learns, my feelings are too much, my needs are a burden, and I am not safe to be fully myself. And that child, that part of us that learned to hide, doesn't just disappear when we grow up. It goes underground. It lives in the body. It gets triggered in relationships. It shows up as anxiety, as depression, as addictive patterns, as perfectionism, as people pleasing, as chronic disconnection from ourselves and from others. So what does that wounded inner child need more than anything? To be seen, to be witnessed, and to have someone say, I see you, all of you, and you are not too much. Now I want to bring this into the body, because healing isn't just a mental process. It's not just about insight or understanding, though those have their place. And as we believe in somatic therapy, somatic healing, the body keeps the score. Every experience we've ever had, especially the ones that overwhelmed us, the ones we couldn't fully process, gets stored in the body, in the tissues, in the nervous system, in the way we hold ourselves, the way we breathe, the chronic tension in our shoulders or jaw or belly. So trauma isn't just a memory, it's a physiology. It's a pattern of activation in the nervous system that keeps looping because it never got to complete. Now think about an animal in the wild. A deer is being chased by a lion but escapes. What does it do? It shakes, it trembles, and its body literally shakes off the survival energy that was mobilized for the chase. And then it goes back to grazing, nervous system reset, back to the baseline. Now humans don't do this. We override the shaking, we push down the tears, and we hold it together. We tell ourselves to be strong and to move on, and so the energy stays trapped, and the cycle never completes. So when we talk about holding space, remember, we are not just holding someone's story, we are holding their body as well. We are holding the trembling, the tears, the shaking, the sighing, the breath that wants to deepen, and the tension that wants to release. This is why in my work, I'm always inviting people back into the body, back into the sensation, back into the breath, because the body may hold the key to the release that you're seeking. And the body also needs to know, I am witnessed, I am held, and it is safe to let go. Now, if you're still here, let me expand this frame even further now, because sometimes, and this is what I see so clearly in family constellations work also, the pain that we are carrying in our bodies is not even ours. We inherit more than just genes from our ancestors. We inherit their unfinished business, their unprocessed grief, their unexpressed rage, their survival strategies, their traumas. And this is what's called intergenerational trauma. And the science on it now is irrefutable. Trauma can be passed down through generations, encoded in our nervous system, shaping our lives in ways we don't consciously understand. So you might be carrying anxiety that originated in your grandmother's experience of war. You might carry a fear that goes back to your great-grandfather's poverty. Or you might carry the grief that belongs to a baby who was lost, or an ancestor who was excluded from the family, or a trauma that was never spoken about but lives on in silence. And here's the thing, you cannot heal what you cannot see, and you cannot see what is not witnessed. You cannot heal what you cannot see, and you cannot see what is not witnessed. So much of what we carry stays hidden because it was never acknowledged. The family secrets, the things that were too painful to talk about, the people that were just erased from history, from our family history. So in family constellations, we bring these hidden things to light. We give them a place and we say, I see you. I see what happened. You belong to this system, and I honor your fate. And something extraordinary happens. The weight lifts, not because you've solved anything, but because you've witnessed something. We have given it a place in consciousness. So when I say to you, I don't know why this happened to you, I really mean it. Because sometimes the why goes back generations. Sometimes the why is tangled up in family dynamics that no one ever spoke about. And sometimes the why is simply beyond our capacity to understand. If a child is born with a disability, you cannot explain the why. And that's okay. We don't always need to understand. We just need to be held. Now I want to offer you something. If any of this has resonated with you, if any of this is bringing a little bit of calm as you apply it to your own lives, now this is not a meditation. It's more of an invitation. An experience of what it might feel like to be held. Now you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. You can keep your eyes open. You can soften your gaze. Either way, wherever you are, just let your attention now turn inwards. We don't even want the thoughts to stop. Feel your body exactly as it is right now. Not as it should be, not as you wish it were, but just exactly as it is now. Notice where your body makes contact with the surface beneath you, the chair, the floor, the bed. And just let yourself feel supported now. You don't have to hold yourself up. Something is already holding you. And now, I want you to sense or imagine that there is a presence with you, an awareness with you. Not a particular person, unless one comes to mind naturally. Just a presence. A warm, steady, compassionate presence that is completely here for you. And this presence is not trying to fix anything. This presence is not asking you to stop your thoughts. It's not asking your anxiety to go. It's not asking you why this happened to you. It's not asking you why that happened to you. Nothing. The presence is not trying to fix anything. It's just present with you. It's not judging anything. It's not asking you to feel better also or be different. It's simply here, witnessing you. Witnessing your physical pain, witnessing your emotional pain, and witnessing anything else that you're experiencing in this moment. Now you can take your left hand, put it on your chest, and now receive these words from the same presence. The presence says to you, I don't know why this happened to you, but I can hold this for you. You don't have to carry this anymore. I don't know why this happened to you, but I can hold this for you. You don't have to carry this anymore. I don't know why this happened to you, but I can hold this for you. You don't have to carry this anymore. Oh. Now just notice what happens in your body when you let those words in. Maybe something softens. Maybe something tightens. Maybe there are tears. Maybe there's numbness. All of it is welcome. All of it is allowed. You don't have to do anything with this. Just let yourself be held. Now, if your eyes were open, you can just let the world come back to focus. Just see now if you carry some of that sense of being held with you. Now, as we witnessed holding ourselves, here's the beautiful thing. The more we experience being held by others, the more we learn to hold ourselves. Self-regulation is not something we are born with. It's something we learn. And we learn it through relationship, through co-regulation, through being held by someone who's regulated themselves. So if you didn't get this as a child, and many of us didn't, you can learn it now. Every experience of being truly witnessed, truly held, builds that capacity inside of you. And eventually something shifts. You start to become your own holding presence. You start to offer yourself the witnessing you once needed from others. Just imagine this. You're going through a hard time. The old patterns are triggered. The anxiety, the shame, the feeling of being too much. And instead of abandoning yourself, Instead of going into self-criticism or numbing out, you do something different. You put your hand on your heart, you feel your feet on the ground, you take a breath, and you say to yourself, to that sacred part, to that wounded inner child in you, I don't know why this is happening, but I'm here, I'm not leaving, and I can hold this for you. That's it. That's the practice. Not figuring it out, not fixing it, just staying, just being, just holding. And then as you practice this, you may see a shift. As you learn to hold yourself, you become capable of holding others. Not from a place of rescuing, not from a place of fixing, but from a place of presence, compassion, and capacity. When a friend comes to you in pain, you don't immediately jump to advice. You don't breathe. You ground yourself and you just offer your attention as a gift. When your partner is struggling, you don't try to make it better right away. You just stay present. You let them have their experience and you say, I'm here, I'm listening. You don't have to handle this alone. When your child is overwhelmed, you don't dismiss their feelings or rush them to calm down. You become calm first. You become grounded and just hold them with your presence until their nervous system can borrow your regulation. This is how it spreads. This is how we heal, not just ourselves, but each other. And this is how we break cycles that have been passed down through generations. One moment of genuine witnessing at a time, one act of compassionate presence at a time, and one brave choice to stay when everything in us wants to fix or flee. So let me leave this with you. Whatever you're carrying right now, grief, confusion, anxiety, shame, heartbreak, exhaustion, the questions that have no answers, you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to understand why it happened to you, and you don't have to find the silver lining in it. You don't have to bounce back from your pain tonight, and you don't have to be further along than you are. You have to just let yourself be held by yourself first, always, by others when that's available, by the ground beneath you, by the air around you, and the mystery that holds all of life. Once again, I don't know why this happened to you, but I can tell you this. Your pain is not a problem to be solved. You are not too much, and you are worthy of being witnessed exactly as you are. And somewhere, maybe in this moment, there's a presence that is holding you, that has always been holding you. You just have to let yourself feel it. Thank you for being here with me today. May you be held. May you be witnessed. May you know deep in your bones that you're not alone. Thank you very much for listening, and namaste.